What's going on, Shady people? Shady Penguin welcoming you back to another UCL prep video where your New York Mankeys go ahead and prepare for their next match. Now, we're going to be crossing over officially past the halfway point. We are on week 9. Your New York Mankeys are currently 5-3, and we are going up against Faint Attacks Christian, the Manchester Magnezones. So, I was preparing for this. And really quick though, before I get into that, let's go over our opponent's potential Pokemon that he could be bringing. Christian is a really good friend of mine. I really love the guy so much. Definitely go check out his channel. His link is in the description. He has one of the best, if not the best, speaking voice I have ever heard. So today we can see that my opponent is bringing the Mega Lopunny, Sableye, Magnezone, Florges, Umbreon, Porygon 2, Banette, Meloetta, Clawitzer, Electrode, Lilligant, and Mightyena. Forgive me if my voice is cracking a lot, I just woke up. But those are the 12 Pokemon that my opponent could potentially be bringing this week for our game. Now, of course, our New York Mankeys will go over them really quick for you guys. We have Landorus, Mew, Mega Pinsir, Milotic, Infernape, Blissey, Jolteon, Skuntank, Shiftry, Granbull, Gurdurr, and Regirock. So that's our possible lineup. Those are our players for the New York Mankeys. But as I was saying before, when I started building for Christian, you have those weeks sometimes, especially in a league format. I'm very familiar with league format. Not that I'm the best at it because I'm 5-3, but like there are definitely better players in this league than me. But I'm familiar with it where I know that some weeks you have better matchups, and I feel like this might be one of our weeks. Just because you guys saw Christian's Pokemon, he has a lot of Pokemon that are weak to fighting. Lopunny, Umbreon, Porygon 2, Mightyena, Magnezone. So that's 5 Pokemon that are weak to fighting. So that's when I saw that, I was kind of like, all right, I do feel a little more confident. Not to mention most of them are slower, except for the Lopunny, and of course if you throw a Choice Scarf on it. But having seen that, I started crafting my team from there. So I'll kind of go over what I did, my thought process, and all that fun stuff. In case you are new, this is what we do every week before our UCL match, and I would appreciate it if you guys show me some support if you enjoy this video. So, we're gonna kick it off right now with Lonely the Infernape, except he's not a lonely nature, guys. Spoiler alert, he is adamant. What? So, we named him Lonely because we always name our Infernapes Lonely now. And he's holding the Expert Belt with the Iron Fist ability. You guys can see his moveset there. It is Mach Punch, U-Turn, Close Combat, and Gunk Shot with max attack, max speed, 4 in special defense for his EVs right over here in this little box. And then, of course, he's an Adamant Nature. Now, I'm not running Heat Wave this time, or Overheat this time around. Normally, I run Mixed Ape, and you just got Heat Wave, but this time I didn't really, I didn't think it was necessary. There's a couple things that do get hit by Heat Wave in Lilligant, Magnezone, and that's about it. Those are the only 2 things that get hit by Heat Wave. Magnezone also gets hit by Close Combat, and Lilligant does not want to take a U-turn. So I didn't see the need to run a Mixed Ape this time around. Instead, we're running the Expert Belt Iron Fist with Mach Punch, U-Turn, Close Combat, and Gunk Shot. Now, Gunk Shot is there because if you missed it, Christian has access to Florges, and a core of Florges Umbreon is pretty tough to beat, especially when you throw a Sableye in there. So it's gonna be a tough battle, I feel like, because Christian's team is very, very, very bulky. It is extremely bulky, but we got to power through it. Mach Punch is there to out-prioritize Lopunny after it uses up its Fake Out pressure. A Mach Punch will do a lot of damage. I don't know the exact amount of damage. I was doing damage calcs and getting all my EV spreads correct, but I don't know off the top of my head how much Lopunny takes from an Iron Fist boosted Expert Belt Mach Punch. It does 75%, 63 to 77%. So it does a lot. So that's a pretty good way to take care of our opponent's Mega. And then of course Gunk Shot is for Florges. Close Combat hits the Umbreon, the Porygon 2, the Magnezone, the Meloetta for neutral, while it's Psychic typing, the Mightyena. So this Pokemon was what I decided to build around once I saw that fighting weakness, and you guys could see at the end of our team we do have another fighting type Pokemon because of all those fighting weaknesses, and I think that this will be the week this little clown gets used. But that being said, our Infernape Lonely is done, and we go on to Mayhem now. Something else I noticed about Christian's Pokemon is that he has no ground type, and he has no Volt Absorber. He has Electrode and Magnezone, but nothing is immune to electricity. So we go with our Choice Specs Mayhem. Of course, Mayhem has 130 speed. Mega Lopunny is 135, so I will never outspeed Christian's fastest Pokemon. Not to mention, The Meloetta goes to 128. So I'm tempted to make this Jolly, but I think for one Pokemon, I don't think it's worth it, especially when I already have a Pokemon that can handle Meloetta. I don't think it's worth it. So we have this Mayhem here. Remember, when we build this team, we want to try to build the best team that can handle any Pokemon that Christian decides to bring. And I feel like making this faster than one Pokemon on my opponent's team is not worth it. I'd rather just have more damage on top of this choice specs. Like, this is going to be modest choice specs. It might be the first time we're running this, but he's got the Volt Absorb, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Signal Beam, and Hidden Power Ground. Now, I'm tempted to go with Hidden Power Fighting because Hidden Power Ground is really just for the Magnezone and the Electrode. But we have so much fighting coverage already in both Lonely. You'll see on Mega Pinsir has fighting move, Top is a fighting move, Gurdurr is obviously he has no fighting moves. That's it. So we're gonna go Hidden Power Ground for that ×4 effectiveness against Magnezone, and I don't want to go Hidden Power Fighting because I don't want to go for that and give my opponent an opportunity to switch out into one of his many Ghost types. That's something we have to remember, is that my opponent has Sableye and Banette as options to bring, and switching into one of those on a Hidden Power Fighting, especially when I'm choice specs into it, I would lose way too much momentum. At least getting the HP ground off on Sableye wouldn't be too terrible. But that is something we have to keep track of, to be aware of during this match tomorrow, is that we have a lot of fighting moves, but we can't be silly with them. Like, I don't mind going for fighting move with Lonely right here because then I can just U-turn out on the Sableye. He can't burn me. There's really not much he can do to me before I get my U-turn off, and then I can U-turn out into Toph and intimidate it or whatever, whatever I think I want to do. I probably wouldn't do that because I'm suspecting he'll bring Sableye, and I'm suspecting he'll have knockoff on it. So I'd probably just want to go out into Sakura because Sakura kind of handles Sableye the best. That's our kind of Sableye check-ish. As far as being able to switch in on it, it would be my Sakura. But we're back here at Mayhem. That's why we're running Hidden Power Ground, but this thing's gonna hit like an absolute truck. Volt Switch is almost every time this thing is in, it's going to Volt Switch. Guaranteed. I don't want to lead with this thing because Mega Lopunny can run the fake out and get a good amount, like 30% damage off minimum on this thing. I'll probably lead with Toph, expecting the Mega Lopunny lead. And I could just take the fake out just fine and then U-turn out. Totally cool. Of course, Ice Punch is a real threat on that Lopunny. I'm expecting it, but that's why you'll see in a second. Our Toph is Choice Scarf with just enough speed to outspeed the Mega Lopunny. Now, I did listen to you guys. I was doing incorrectly as far as making sure that I can outspeed things after a Choice Scarf. But 138, in fact, does outspeed Mega Lopunny's top speed of 205. 205 is what Mega Lopunny at Jolly max speed caps out at. And 138 times 1.5, I think I still have the calculator somewhere. 138 times 1.5, I believe is 207, but I don't want to, yeah, it's 207. So we outspeed by 2 points, totally fine. I'm cool with that. I am 100% cool with that. I think that I could go to 137, but I'm not going to take the risk. I think that 137 gets rounded up to 64, and then 64 plus 137 is oh, maybe that doesn't, I don't know. My brain just literally shut off in the middle of that sentence. I have a bit of a toothache. I believe my other wisdom tooth is coming. I don't know if you guys remember back in February, I had to get this wisdom tooth out, and I was gone for like a week, and now this one's hurting up here, and this is information you could really care less about. But I'm probably going to be getting all three of the rest of my wisdom teeth out sometime in the next week, so I will disappear again, but I'll let you guys know when I'm disappearing. Anyway, Toph here, rocking that Choice Scarf. U-turn Earthquake, knockoff superpower with max attack adamant so it can hit like a truck. Christian's team is very fat and I want to hit like a truck. That's all I want to do is hit like a truck. So, U-turn of course hits a lot of things. Well, it hits the Umbreon, hits the Mightyena, hits the Lilligant. It just hits a lot of things really hard. Floor just doesn't really want to take an Earthquake considering it's got 68 defense. I mean, granted, Bold is a thing, but it's not going to take 2 Earthquakes. And once again, Christian has no ground immunities unless something's rocking an Air Balloon, which I could definitely see that happening, but that's just one Pokemon rocking an Air Balloon. He has no ground immunity, so Earthquake is yet another move that we can just spam on top of Volt Switch. So that's why Toph had to come this week. Not to mention it switches in on the Lopunny, takes the fake out. Doesn't really want to take the Ice Punch, granted, but getting that Intimidate off is very, very big. Considering how frail Lopunny is, we just have to, even if Lopunny gets 1 or 2 kills, we'll be able to take it out eventually. So this is our Toph. Very, very good. A bit standard, but it's going to do work this week, definitely. Our next Pokemon is our Savage Mega Pinsir, holding the Pinsir, of course, with Substitute Sword Stance, Quick Attack, Close Combat. Now, this moveset is not finalized. Definitely not. I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit and see if I change my mind, kind of like I did last week with Quick Feet Jolteon. But max attack, max speed. Once again, never gonna outspeed Lopunny or Meloetta when it changes forms. So we're just going to go Adamant, and that's why I really want to run Quick Attack. Now, Substitute is there because the way that I'm thinking about this is I expect at some point Umbreon to be in, and I switch out into my Savage, and he goes, oh man, I got to get Sableye in to get a Prankster Will-O-Wisp off on this thing, and then I go Substitute, and then Christian goes Shoot, and then I go Swords Dance, and then he goes Shoot, and he doesn't break my sub. He might though with a Foul Play. Foul Play might break my sub after a Swords Dance. It possibly will. Regardless. We get that sub off on Umbreon and then go for Swords Dance. Granted, we could just go Swords Dance, but then Sableye comes in, goes for Will-O-Wisp, and then it's like, oh, what's the point of that Swords Dance there? So it's kind of like this weird, awkward place where it's 4-move syndrome. I really wish I could sneak Return on here. And I'm trying to decide if Substitute is more valuable than Swords Dance, which I don't think it is, so we would get rid of Sub, but then that leaves the problem of us potentially getting burned by a Sableye. And it's just a bad time. Now, the close combat is there because the Magnezone does, in fact, wall me. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, why don't you just go Earthquake? I don't think it's worth it, once again. Even though he has no Earthquake immunities, if he switches into Banette, I outspeed, and I can use, if I'm at +2, a +2 Quick Attack, I believe one-shots Banette if he brings it. The same does not go for Sableye. Sableye does live it, but a +4, Sableye does get one-shotted. And it's tough. I have no reason to run Feint this week. The only priority my opponent has is the Fake Out on Lopunny and the Sableye with Prankster. Everything else, I believe, has no priority. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty positive no priority. Might end to get Sucker Punch as well, but I digress. Either way, Quick Attack would cancel out the Sucker Punch, so the Feint is not necessary. But I'm really stuck on this moveset because I really want Return on here, but I really don't want to get walled by Magnezone. So, I mean, I could, instead of going Close Combat, I could go Return and then say, don't set up with Scizor until you get rid of Magnezone. That seems a little more like something I'm down with. I think that's what we're gonna do for now. We're gonna go Quick Attack Return. I might change my mind by the end of this video or after this video before the match because we're battling actually in like 20 minutes. But this is the Mega Pinsir I think I'm gonna go with. Substitute Swords Dance, Quick Attack Return. I know it's dual stab, but priority Quick Attack, +2, actually a regular one. When I'm Adamant, one-shots Lopunny, depending, as long as he doesn't have any investment, it one-shots him. So that's super impressive. Don't even need to set up a Swords Dance to one-shot that Lopunny. So it's kind of tough. But this is what we're going to go with. Our next Pokemon is Sakura the Milotic, and you guys know this moveset. I'm not going to go over it too much in depth. And thank you guys so much for correcting me on my EV spreads last week. 248 is a waste of EVs. Go 244 HP, 252 defense, 4 special attack, 4 special defense, and 4 speed, just because I have those extra EVs and I don't want to put them in attack. Literally pointless. But it's running Recover, Scald, Ice Beam, and Dragon Tail. So this time around, I'm not running Hazards. And I just realized that now. Oh man, I just realized that now. I feel like not bringing Hazards is a big mistake. Like nothing on his team suffers from Hazards too much. Like nothing suffers from Stealth Rock too much. And he doesn't seem to have any Stealth Rock setters either. So that makes it that I don't have to bring a Defogger, but bringing Hazards, does he have a Defogger or a Rapid Spinner? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it, no. It makes me think that I should just bring Hazard somewhere. But anyway, this is our Sakura. I'm questioning Dragon Tail now. That's the biggest thing because I don't have Hazards. So what's the point of Dragon Tailing? But he has a lot of Pokemon that could set up like Calm Minds, like Florges and Sableye. Umbreon could set up like Acid Armors, I believe. I could be wrong. Maybe that's only Vaporeon, but it's probably only Vaporeon. Whatever. He has a lot of Pokemon that can set up. And I want to be able to phase them out. So we're going to keep Dragon Tail on there, but this is our Sakura. She's definitely been a crutch for us. She's so beautiful, so perfect. I think she should be OU in this format because the only reason why she's UU in Smogon is because of Suicune. That's just what I think. So, but this is Sakura. And then our last Pokemon, which might change right now, which stinks because I really want to bring it. It's an Eevee-like Gurdurr. It's Baby Bookworm, which I don't think fits. So it's going to be BB Bookworm. Eevee Bookworm right here. With the Eviolite, has Guts, Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Poison Jab, Knockoff. So this is like a Pokemon that I think can do really well in this matchup. I genuinely think it's a better Pokemon to bring than Mew, barring the fact that I don't have Hazards right now. So, but the reason why is because we talked about all the fighting type weaknesses that Christian has in his team. We've also discussed the Prankster Sableye, which really doesn't, you burn me, I have guts. So that's the big reason why I wanted to bring this. After a bulk up, and if I'm statused, I one-shot everything on his team. Isn't that crazy? I didn't check Claude, I didn't check Claude, so don't, that could be wrong. That could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure with this spread of 4 HP, 248 attack, and 252 special defense, we actually have 4 more EVs that we can throw right there. But I believe that after a bulk up, and if I'm statused, and you know what? It doesn't matter if I'm not statused, to be honest. To be honest, I said that really weird. To be honest, it doesn't matter if I'm not statused because this thing still hits like a truck. At +1 with 248. No, I don't one-shot Lilligant. Oh wait, hold on. I have Poison Jab. I'm looking at Drain Punch. Poison Jab, 100% one-shots. Never mind. Okay, so I one-shot that. I one-shot that. I believe I one-shot Electrode. Of course, the biggest fear Pokemon, yeah, Drain Punch one-shots. The biggest fear Pokemon on my opponent's team would be the Meloetta for this little guy. But surprisingly enough, with this spread, Meloetta's Psychic doesn't do, it does 70%, and then Drain Punch at +1. If I'm burned, it one-shots, and if not, it gives me enough HP to live again against the Meloetta. So it's really, really nice, and that's when it's in normal Psychic. If it goes to normal fighting, I one-shot. So this is a really interesting Pokemon. I really do want to use it, but now I'm weighing the options of do I bring something that can set up hazards, which granted, I have 2 Pokemon that can set up hazards right now. I have Toph, and I have Lonely. I could see me getting rid of Superpower on Landorus and running Choice Scarf Stealth Rock. I could see that. But I don't think the Stealth Rocks are too necessary. I don't think they are. Because this doesn't seem like it's going to be a super switchy match. It might, but I think once I get into good, if I put myself in good position with my Volt Switching and U-turning, I should be fine. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to leave the team like this. I'm really excited to use Baby Bookworm. I hope you guys are excited too. This is going to be a really interesting game. We either are going to be 6-3 or we're going to be 5-4 at the end of this game. So hopefully your New York Mankeys can pull through. Thank you guys so much for all your support. If you did enjoy, please be sure to show some shady love to that thumbs up down below. The like button does need your touch, and we really do need your support here, especially on the UCL videos, because we are in playoff range for sure, but a couple of teams do have to lose, and we have to, I almost feel like we have to win out at this point. I could have a mid-season UCL discussion video, but I don't think I'm going to do that. But just so you guys know, follow the UCL Twitter. It's in the description always, and you'll see that right now the top 4 teams are the Tucson Terrakions, coached by the King Nappy, the Bronx Bearticks, coached by Joey Pokiem MD. I believe oh my gosh, the St. Louis Rampardos by A Drive, I believe, is another top team, and then I want to say Leo, but I don't think it's Leo. Oh, you know what? Let me just pull it up and stop being a fool of a took. Because all I've been this week is a fool of a took. UCL official. Here we go. Oh, that's right. It's the Newcastle Nido Kings, who are also 6-2, and then we're in 5th place, tied with Kristen, the Tulsa Howling Flames, for 5-3. So what's interesting is that we beat 1 first place team, 1 second place team, but we've also lost to 1 first place team and 1 second place team. And then we lost to the person we're tied with, which is Tulsa Town Flames. So I think in order for us to make playoffs, both Kristen has to lose and then one of those top 4, preferably actually Joey, because we didn't beat Patter. So I think we'd actually lose that out since we didn't beat him mid-season. If Joey loses, and then, or if Patter loses twice, Nappy or Dan loses like 3 times, whatever. But it's a really tight race because it's only top 4 making it to the playoffs. But we are not giving up. Your New York Mankeys are going to try to pull through and earn this cup. I love you guys so much. Seriously, this is going to be awesome. Just seeing how the rest of the season plays out. But I'm going to get the heck out of here because my mouth is really hurting. Have yourselves a good day, but above all else, keep it shady.